Okay. It is safe to say that all Americans have heard controversy over Native American rights and immigration rights throughout their lives. Some of you may even have indigenous roots or be an immigrant. These groups of people have faced oppressive systems throughout history that have made it difficult for them to attain the same opportunities as their peers. These narrow mindsets are a product of a more broad issue known as ethnocentrism. My name is Laura Gurney, and my purpose today is to show you how ethnocentrism has impacted the treatment towards immigrants and Native Americans in the United States through a small passage that I have written. If you are an immigrant or a Native American yourself, you might be familiar with some of the issues that I will be sharing. Throughout this semester, I have done research on how ethnocentric views have impacted minorities not only in America, but across the globe. I am confident that I have the knowledge to give you a glimpse of how ethnocentrism has affected populations around the world. I plan to share my short passage that I wrote to show the impacts of ethnocentrism. Here we go. Fear, anger, pain, and heartbreak. These are just several emotions that course through the minds of natives as they witness their homes fall under the dark shadow of colonization. The wrath of European entitlement plagued the bodies and minds of millions. Families fell ill to colonizers, families fell ill to the colonizers' diseases such as smallpox and measles, while their land and livelihoods fell into the greedy hands of Europeans. As villages, communities, and traditions were destroyed, the futures of their people followed suit. You may wonder what justified these horrific actions. The answer to that is ethnocentrism. This corrupt way of thinking is rooted in the idea that one ethnicity or way of life is better than another. It is because of this narrow mindset that so much trauma and pain has been inflicted upon groups of people throughout history and still persists today. Some say that this was so long ago that it should be forgotten. They say that the trauma of the past no longer affects the present. Well, I say try telling that to the grandchildren of families who have lost everything, like the Inuit people of Canada, whose children were stolen from the arms of their parents and transplanted into all-white schools. Tell that to the over 1 million Native North Americans struggling to survive in poverty on reservations across the continent. These are just some of the historical impacts that ethnocentric minds have inflicted upon humanity. This way of thinking still persists today. The age of exploration may have passed, but ignorance has stayed. Immigrants struggle to be accepted, but they are often rejected by their fellow Americans. They have been led by narrow minds to believe that their cultures are less than. America is known as a melting pot. However, ignorance makes these diverse ingredients difficult to mix. Stories of insults, violence, and forced assimilation makes immigrants struggle to find opportunities in America. If we can work to change our mindsets, it is possible to reverse these harmful ways of thinking and lead our diverse culture into a new era of acceptance, growth, and collective strength, but more importantly, free from ethnocentrism. Today I have told you about how ethnocentrism has affected the lives of millions throughout history. This toxic belief system has continued to halt the progress of minorities well past the days of imperialism. I hope that you all have learned something new about the struggles of Native Americans and immigrants, and that you will work together to fight against the ignorance towards other cultures. Thank you for listening.